All right, so today we are going to talk about fonts. Fonts are basically a style in which a designer creates their own words. So I have font written several times in different ways. This one's a little bit more slanted. This one's more like a bubbly letter, skinny and tall. This one I tried to play around stretching out the N, and then I decided creating a rule of, what if I stretched out just the letters that have straight lines, and then keeping the ones that have curved the same length. So I wanted to show you a couple of these. I think you guys can barely see my name. I wrote it lightly so I can erase it later, but I can show you that I'm just going to write my name 4 times, giving myself some space. So I've put a finger in between. So you're going to write your name 4 times and give space between your letters. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one into bold. So if you are familiar with doing any bubble letters or 3D letters, you might be a pro at this, and this might be just the easiest thing for you. If you're not, sometimes it's good to use this technique of going around the letter. So I will show you that. So I'm basically going to take a darker line and put it around the J, going around all the lines of the E, and then I'm able to erase. So I like to just kind of use the side of my eraser just to get it out right away. Then you can take a Sharpie or whatever kind of pen you would like and make it a little bit more finished, right? So I'm just going to go around again with my S, and then I can erase that line and Sharpie it out. So pretty easy just doing that. The next one I'm going to do is a bubble kind of design. So it involves just using ovals to create that letter. So you're just going to draw kind of oval shapes to go around your letters. I could even do a little one there. I like to do, bigger ones for the long shape of the E. You can do shorter ones. The S is kind of interesting because it curves. So if you have any curved letters in your name, it might be something that you like the way it looks, or it might be something aesthetically that you don't like. So I have these little oval shapes, and then I'm going to go around and choose. So again, this is kind of where you get to decide how you want to do this. I like to just use a curve like that, and then go around. So it doesn't look so crazy with the bubbliness. I'll show you this one as it's almost too bubbly when you go into every single curve. I'll show you those two. I'm going to erase a little bit, and then I can trace over in Sharpie. If Sharpie's not your jam, maybe you want to use a different pen. That's okay with me too. Yeah, see, this E is pretty goofy looking. So I'm going to try to do this S a little bit different, like using that curve a little bit more, maybe going in the inside, curving it. Let's see how that works. So again, this is practice. It's just figuring out how you want to do this, but you're going to do each of these in your own style. So you're going to do a outlined one, a bubble letter one, and then I'll show you the next one. That S didn't turn out too bad. This looks like a muscle, like an arm, fist. So for this next one, we're going to try stretching out some of your letters. So what this means is just taking your letter and seeing how wide you can go and choosing where you want it to go thin again. So maybe I want the E to be small on the bottom, but maybe super wide on the top, right? Just creating some interesting dynamics to your artwork. So it gets skinny, and then maybe it just gets wide this way. So just trying to figure out how you can design this in your own way that you can use using those techniques, right? So this one's going a little bit wider. Really like that J, I like the E, the S's. You know, sometimes S's are tricky for me as well. And then again, you can use your marker to do that. If you want, if you're more into like using the pen, you like how the pen feels, you can go in and kind of trace over that. I noticed that if you let this dry, it tends to work better. If I erase it right now, it might be a little smeary. Not too bad. Okay. So again, depending the difference of the two. And then this last one is kind of design your own. So I tend to do a little bit of this mixed with something else. So I tend to kind of use one line and then kind of continue that. You've probably seen me do this a lot. I like it kind of short, and then I have this ability to create space using just, you know, like a colored in line. So I could make these stripes if I wanted to by coloring them in, just to add a little bit more detail. So you are designing your own last one however you like. If you decide to make more than 4, totally okay with that. I want you to start feeling confident, and the only way that you can become confident is if you practice, right? Going back to this one, if you're interested in doing things like 3D, it's just a matter of making diagonal lines that go in the same way. I'm drawing upside down, so this is a little tricky. That one's going to curve, and then it kind of matches down. It's a bit challenging on some of them. Let's see, this is going up. So I'm going to do this one up. So wherever you use your diagonals, if they're going up or down, do that to every single one. I'll show you what it looks like when you don't do that. So I'm going to do that side, and notice it's coming on this side. So I'm going to do a little here. That looked a little goofy, but it's okay. Again, I'm drawing upside down, so it is a little bit of a challenge. So I have this going this way. What happens if I do the S going this way? Yeah, see, it's a little tricky. That S should have probably had the other side. So if I do another S, again, if you're good, you can just draw the S right away. If I do it again, I might do it on this side. Did I do that right? Oh, I did it right. Yay! I did it right in this one, actually. And then this side. So maybe like that. Okay? A little sloppy on the bottom. That's okay. So again, doing just the tracing one, where you trace around and then erase. Doing the ovals, and then going around and figuring out which lines you actually want to follow. Stretching out your words. Really love that E. And then making your own design. You're going to take a picture of this in Google Classroom.